More than a quarter century has passed since I first got into Dungeons and Dragons and Dragonlance. Yet for all the dragon models I have, I've never had representations of those archetypal fantasy dragons. That was until 2022, when viewer Amir Alavi called my attention to the Wizkids Dungeons and Dragons Icons of the Realms line. Since then, I've acquired and shared with you the red dragon, the black dragon, and the rather underwhelmingly painted blue dragon. I was waiting for more civilized prices for the green and the white, and finally it happened last year. In keeping with my New Year resolution not to neglect dragons this year, here's the white dragon. Now just a quick look at the box. And here he is, freed from it. The first thing I notice is the size. According to lore, the white dragon is the smallest of the chromatic dragons, and yet here, it's almost bigger than the black, and matches up to even the red dragon, which is supposed to be the largest of the chromatic dragons. Still, I suppose just like with dinosaurs, you can expect outliers on either side of the expected range. So perhaps here we have a gargantuan, or even elder version of a white dragon. The second thing to notice is that contrary to its name, this dragon isn't all white. Indeed, except for very faint shades of grey, there isn't a single stark white on him. This is actually in keeping with the lore, since white dragons vary from white to grey to ice blue. Still, I'd have really liked some pure white accents on him. Now, the paint tabs on this line of dragons haven't been impressive, but the interesting thing is that this dragon enjoys some cheats from being a very light-coloured dragon. That's because natural shadows created by texture already gives you shades of colour without additional work to bring them out. And you'll see this later as we move around. Compared to the other dragons, the white dragon hasn't changed much at all since the first edition AD&D. If you look at this monster manual here, you'll see that single horn with that characteristic flap of skin, a look which has carried to this day. However, the characteristic spiny dewlap wasn't added until the 3rd edition, and we'll see that in our model today. So let's get a bit closer, starting at the head. The white dragon is the most feral of all the dragons, and you can see that in the visage here. It looks downright ferocious. There's that crest with the skin flap here, then that spiny dewlap. The tongue is nicely sculpted and separate from the mouth, and you can see needle-fine teeth. Blue eyes are always a winner for me, especially against a light background. And I've recently shared that blue is one of my favorite colors. The dry brushing of various shades of grey just brings out this very interesting scale pattern. Now moving down, you can see the very bulky torso. The musculature is nicely sculpted. From the lats presumably powering the flight, to what look like the serrators, interdigitating with these overlapping belly scales. The theme is echoed here in the forearm scutes. and the fingers. The prickly spines run up the length of the forearm, including these very nice but unfortunately impossible in real life elbow spikes. Down the thighs, the legs, and the toes, you'll see this pattern repeated. Interestingly, the claws of white dragons are supposed to be barbed to help them get a better grip on slippery terrain, but that's not done here. And now the wings. As with elsewhere, the light grey allows for an interplay of shadows that give it more complexity than is actually painted. Add in some dry brushing of various tints of grey, and you really have something that looks good. So in the wings, you'll see this throughout all the various details. From the wing membranes to the supporting wing fingers, which have these nice expansions where the interphalangeal joints are. The interesting and sometimes surprising shades and dry brushes complement the natural shadows from sculpted texture, creating something very pleasing to look at. The ends of the fingers have the same overlapping theme, albeit on a smaller scale. And on the other side, hopefully you'll be able to see that not only are the textures different, the paint application is also subtly different. The top of the spine actually has shades of green, which add another level of complexity, which is a real surprise. This continues down the tail. The underside, which also picks up that overlapping pattern. And this is something I really like. You get a cohesion of design in the tail, the belly, the forearms, the dorsal fingers and toes, everything tied together. It really would have been nice to have some areas where it really was stark white, and perhaps some dry brushing of a cool blue would have made things even better. So that's it for the Wizkids Adult White Dragon. So, some comparisons to some other ice dragons I have. And actually I don't have many. First has to be what I think might be my second McFarlane dragon. This very unusual and beautiful Series 6 Ice Dragon. Monster Hunter World Iceborne Velkhana statue. You can see this is obviously a very well painted model, with a lot more complexity, and it's cheaper. And yet this is one icons of the realm's adult dragon I actually feel isn't too far out of place, simply because the white dragon is supposed to be generally unicolor and with all the additional shades and shadows. So that's it for the Wizkids Adult White Dragon. As you can see, the detail is really very good, and though the paint application is simple compared to some of the dragons and dinosaurs we've seen here, of all the Dungeons & Dragons icons of the realm line we've seen so far, this is the one, except maybe the black, that is starting to come to par. I'm really happy to have this one. There is of course one final chromatic dragon, the green, so I hope to be able to review that soon. Till then, we'll be looking at some other dinos and dragons, and I'll see you soon with another video.